All eyes on Northwestern today to find out if further penalties could come down for head coach Pat Fitzgerald.
In a statement late last night, the university's president suggested a 2-week suspension for the coach following an investigation into hazing allegations may have been too lenient. WGN's Brona Tomlety joins us from outside Ryan Field with the latest. Brona.
Good evening, guys. Pat Fitzgerald is a couple of years into a 10-year, $57 million contract. He has been with the university since 2006. He has led the team to 2 Big Ten West Division titles. He's even played for the university himself, and now that whole career could be in jeopardy.
I think there's absolutely going to be further penalties.
That's Michael Levine, an attorney based in Miami, who has represented a lot of hazing victims. He weighed in for us on what's been happening at Northwestern University.
What the university's trying to do in response to this, it's really just way too little too late. Shockingly, a small slap on the wrist in light of what the allegations are.
Back in November, allegations were made about hazing within the football program, which prompted an investigation led by the former Inspector General of Illinois, Maggie Hickey. More than 50 people were interviewed, and hundreds of thousands of emails and player data dating back almost a decade was sifted through. The conclusion was the allegations were largely supported, with the investigation determining knowledge of the hazing was widespread amongst players but not coaches. However, the evidence reportedly shows there were significant opportunities to discover and report hazing.
The coaching staff and the other football staff and others in the athletic department, if they were doing their job, they would have known about this.
The original complainant goes into more detail in an article from yesterday in the university's newspaper, The Daily. A practice known as running would reportedly occur, in which 8 to 10 upperclassmen dressed in masks would perform hazing of a sexual nature on a victim. It's alleged in that article head coach Pat Fitzgerald was aware of this happening, something he has denied. The players have united in a statement saying they support their coach entirely. That sentiment reiterated today by player Jack Lausch.
I love Coach Fitz. He's been nothing but great to me and my teammates, and I have all good things to say about Fitz in that program.
Do you think that is going to help him keep his job?
No. I don't.
Following the investigation, the university has done a number of things, including placing Fitzgerald on a 2-week suspension without pay. But in a statement last night, the university president alluded to the potential for further punishment, saying in part, "After reviewing the report, I assessed a 2-week suspension for head coach Pat Fitzgerald, which went into effect immediately. However, upon reflection, I believe I may have erred in weighing the appropriate sanction for Coach Fitzgerald."
It's only after the backlash in the media, the strong reporting from the school newspaper, that now the university president says he may have erred. Without that backlash, they would just be trying to brush this under the rug.
Now, there are several other things that have happened following the conclusion of that investigation. One of those is that there will be no more football practices going forward at Camp Kenosha in Wisconsin, where some of that hazing allegedly occurred. The university will also create an online reporting tool for student athletes where they can anonymously submit tips about hazing-related activity. We're live in Evanston. Brona Tomlety, WGN News.